Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, we have been able to cover all the ayat in Surah Jathiya. A very short surah, a Makki surah, and as you can see, it covers only 37 ayat and just 2 page spreads. So a very short surah. And the whole reason I started to do these videos, if you were following me from the very beginning, is because I have been really frustrated for many years about the extremely narrow view of Islam that we are given, whether that be from the Jum'ah khutbah in the masajid, the circles that the imams or the topics that the imams covered, the videos we receive on YouTube. All that we know of Islam is a very narrow view of Islam. And I was like, I'm just gonna show you, but by my own reading of Quran, I know Islam is far more encompassing than what we are taught. So I just happened to be on Surah Jathiya, where I was, and I thought I'm just going to start and explore the ayat from Surah Jathiya. And I started in the middle of the surah, I ended that, and I started from the beginning, just to show you guys, just from this surah that I just happened to be upon. I didn't pick this surah, to show you the expanse of topics that Quran covers. And the Quran is Islam. This is the book that was revealed as the last revelation to mankind, the miracle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the book that changed the world. And look, I just want to look at the Quran and the topics it covered in just this surah, and the people it spoke about. So Islam, the Quran, doesn't only address Muslims. We think the Quran is only for Muslims. The Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses all of mankind. He says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, the believers. Ya ayyuhal insan, all of mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the Ahlul Kitab. Allah addresses the Mushrikeen, the idol worshippers. Allah addresses the Munafiqeen, the hypocrites. Allah addresses the atheists, directly speaking to them. So the Quran not only covers all topics, it also covers and addresses all of mankind, and not only of mankind, and of jinn. Because there is surah about the jinn, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the jinn as well, directly in communication with them. So let's just look at the topics that we covered in Surah Jathiya. In this surah that I just happened to be upon, a very short surah, a Makki surah. We spoke about the benefactor of deeds, good and bad. We spoke about the concept of turning the other cheek. We looked at the expanse of the universe and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He had said He created all that is in the heavens and the earth for us. We looked at comparative ideologies, comparing Islam with Western civilization. We looked at the beauty and the benefits of sea travel. We looked at the Day of Judgment. We looked at, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also spoke here about the dialogue with atheists. We looked at coming to Iman through conviction rather than through our family bonds. We looked at the proof of Creator. We looked at topics of cosmology, ecology, meteorology. We looked at the beauty of creation. We discussed having hope in Allah. We discussed also about being a billionaire, which is the dream of everyone in Western society, or not everyone, but is the dream of Western civilization. We looked at the beauty of Quran. We looked at the Western lifestyle versus the Islamic lifestyle. We discussed the cause of death, and we looked at the Sharia as a salvation and as a mercy for us, rather than seeing something as a restriction or something that is barbaric, that is portrayed in the West. And so look at all of these topics we covered, and others as well, just from this short surah. Now compare that with what we hear from the imams from the mosque, or from the videos that we get on YouTube, or the funny things that people like to share us about Islam. It is, why are we given such a short, narrow section of Islam? Why? There's a reason for that. And this is what I call the colonial version of Islam that we have. The Islam that we have today has been handcrafted by the enemies of Islam. And that's what we have today. Because in order to keep themselves in the leading position and having their hegemony over the world, they needed to keep Islam down, because they were able to rise to their position by destroying Islam, and they need to keep Islam down. And that's why they handcrafted the version of Islam we have today. And you need to look into what the colonialists did when they came to these key learning places that we have today, like Al-Azhar, like what we have in Saudi, like what will happen in India. There was key influence by the colonialists to control our version of Islam. So what do I encourage you? I encourage you to study the Quran. I encourage you to study the Quran, because in the Quran you will open your eyes. It will completely open your eyes. Don't just read the Quran as if it's a book of hymns. This is how, unfortunately, we read the Quran today, like it's a book of hymns. The Quran came to change the world. So we need to re-explore the Quran. Ideally, you should go and learn Arabic and be able to look at the Quran and explore the Quran yourself. If you can't do that, I urge you to go and read the tafsir of the Quran that is available in many languages. It's available in the English language, many tafsirs from many of the scholars. To go through the Quran bit by bit and bring this Quran back to life. I'd like to end with an ayah that in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَيَقُولُ رَبِّي وَيَقُولُ يَا رَبِّي إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. And the messenger will say, وَيَقُولُ الرَّسُولُ يَا رَبِّي إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. And the messenger will say, "O my Lord, my people have taken this Quran as an abandoned thing." Is not the Prophet ﷺ pointing, will not the Prophet ﷺ be pointing at us and our generation that we have made this Quran mahjur, we have made this Quran obsolete, that he has no impact on life, and that we only take from it a small portion of its teachings? In order to reverse that, and in order for Rasul ﷺ not to be pointing his finger at us, we need to bring this Quran back to life. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم.